Hey, Buzz.
Roger that.
To infinity. That's right, guys. Check it out. So this here is the very first real-life Buzz Lightyear toy robot. Now, this was made by Robosen, a company you've seen before that makes a variety of cool-looking robots, and this one here is their latest one yet. Meet Buzz Lightyear. Introduce yourself.
I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit. My ship has crash-landed here by mistake.
That's right, featuring voice and app control, this particular robot here has over 3,000 parts, 23 servos, and 75 microchips with a first-of-its-kind innovative micro servos, I'd like to say, that allows for realistic eyes and mouth movement. It is a real-life Buzz Lightyear. Hey, Buzz.
Roger that.
What can you do?
I'll show you.
Now, you can also go and create your own scenes with an in-app programming as well as an all-new PC New Robosen Studio debuting in fall, giving you full control over this particular robot. Now, this particular robot is priced at $599, making it almost of a budget of a price robot for its size as well as capabilities. I have to say they did a great job in pricing it just right. If you guys enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and of course subscribe for future videos, and of course share with your friends, as it really does mean a lot to me. Now, together we'll be unboxing as well as trying out and seeing exactly what it can do. So if you guys want your very own, check out the link down below in the description. And with that said, let's go ahead and rewind and unbox this guy. Alright guys, check it out. So this is our packaging, this here's our box. Before we open it up, let's take a look at the original Robosen Lightyear model that we reviewed. Now, before I thought this would have been the original Buzz Lightyear, but when they said that it was actually the Lightyear model, I was a little skeptical, but they did a great job with it. All in all, even till today, is a really high quality detailed piece and definitely looks great in any showroom, and overall is a really eye-catching piece. Now, it does move and does walk and do all the different things, but is really limited, especially with the fact that you have to keep it on the stand to do a lot of the cool movements. Now, this one here, I'm not exactly sure how it is going to actually portray it, but we'll be opening it up right now and taking a closer look. So let's just dive right into it. Off the back, actually quite lightweight box and a lot smaller than I was imagining. Usually these guys are really big and come in all different shapes and things, but it's actually a really conveniently sized box. Let's open it up. Aha! Oh man, even the packaging is so cool. It's that rocket ship. When it lands on the bed, of course. But yes, it's actually like the movie itself. You got Buzz Lightyear, of course, on the front. Although the original had a transparent case, this is still pretty cool. It actually portrays it quite well, especially with the whole rocket ship vibe. I mean, it's really cool. Even it's got like thrusters here on the bottom. They did a great job in terms of detail. I mean, I can imagine being just a collector or a kid, to be honest, and this gets me really excited. Almost like a childhood dream come true. Now, as you kind of look at the packaging here, of course, you have a Buzz Lightyear on the front, Space Ranger. On this side here, it does say Rescue. On the back says Ultra Authentic Toy Story Design, built-in 23 servos, which is actually a fairly good amount. And then a voice and app control, so you can actually talk to our Buzz Lightyear. That's actually neat. And then, of course, you have programmable facial expressions and articulations. I literally feel like this is going to be really cool. And it's licensed by Disney and Pixar, so you know when they do put their little stamp on it, it is going to be the real thing. You have a little latch. There we go. Okay. So you gotta like kind of like slip your hand inside here. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do this, but I really want to do it. I mean, it's got indentations, right? So why would they include indentations if in fact you can't make it into a jet? All right, it's got wings, so you can actually make it into a spaceship. That is right, by expanding the wings, and now you have yourselves an actual spaceship. Pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at this thing. So it opens up like that, and then inside here we have another box. Pretty cool box. Shows Robosen's logo, of course, and Buzz Lightyear's logo. This is like a little traveling case. You can go ahead and take it about. So let's go ahead and open it up. That is so cool. Oh man, if someone just showed me this, I would have never in my lifetime imagined this is actually a real robot. All right. Okay, before we take a look at Buzz Lightyear, let's take a look at what else is in here. So we have a little box here. Got some paperwork and another little box. So we have a quick start guide. Let's take this out here. Kind of explain you step by step how to go ahead and set this up. Download the app. Pretty straightforward. It does come with a sticker sheet, which is this right over here. So these here are some built-in commands. So you could say hello, introduce yourself, to infinity, attack, show, dance. All right, cool. Narrating, stuff like that. So inside this little packaging here, we'll see our charger cable. So standard USB-C to USB-C. Very standard with the Robosen products. Very similar with the sense of Megatron as well as our Lightyear model. And then I believe this here is our accessories for our hands, which yep, there we are. So we have some different hand gestures. So the hand is obviously not going to move with this particular robot, but you do have a way of swapping out the hands based on what you're trying to do. Oh, these still actually do move. So there is still some flexibility, which you can see right over here. So you can actually move these in a slight orientation. Not this one here. It just has a pointing finger. One thing to know is that this has some weird paint marks. I'm not exactly sure. Again, this being a prototype, not the final model, would indicate some flaws. So I'm not going to, say anything about that. But yes, really cool stuff there. I'm excited to go ahead and take a look at this thing. And let's take a look at our Buzz Lightyear model. All right, this is so cool. Let's take off some wrappers on here. Let's take this off here. Oh, he's actually moving. Oh. What happened there? All right. Oh man, some first expressions. Definitely feels like I'm a kid all over again. I feel like I'm Andy opening up my Buzz Lightyear toy model, and it looks exactly the way you would imagine it from the movie itself. I mean, everything on it is exactly detailed oriented. I mean, just really cool stuff there. You can hear the servos moving off the back. So obviously it is a robot. So you can tell there's a lot of different movements. This one here is particularly unique because it features eye movement, is what I was reading about, and mouth movement. So it actually can talk. And I mean, just looking at it, I can't really see that happening. So it is quite interesting to imagine, as they did introduce micro servos beyond the micro that we've previously seen. So a more smaller version of the micro servos. So I'm kind of excited to see how that portrays, especially in the form of robotics goes. So the power buttons here on the back, you have your USB-C port here. So this is where you charge the robot. You have LEDs built into this particular wingspan. Looks like you have LED built into the arm where the laser would be. This here, you would actually have to physically move. It doesn't automatically move, so I mean, that's not a big deal. You have working buttons here, and then it does even have the iconic Andy logo on the bottom of the shoe. That's pretty cool. I like that little small details. And yeah, let's see what happens when we turn them on. So I'm gonna hold the power button for 5 seconds, as it mentioned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got some LEDs going on here. Oh, okay.
To infinity and beyond!
That's so cool. Oh, wow, it's got a standby state. Hey, Buzz.
Roger that.
His mouth moves. Move forward. And it walks. Oh, this is so cool. Hey, Buzz. Hey, Buzz.
Roger that.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit. My ship has crash landed here by mistake.
His eyes actually move. So they're actually going like this. They don't blink, but they do move. And the mouth actually moves, which is something I've actually never seen before in a robot of its size. Hey, Buzz. Hey, Buzz.
Roger that.
To infinity.
Roger that.
To infinity. cool that the wings like went whoosh. Oh man, I love this thing. This is so cool. I mean, honestly, this is absolutely mind-blowing on how amazingly detailed it is. I mean, you have so much going on, and I'm just getting goosebumps looking at this. I don't know about you guys, but this is exactly what I would imagine as a childhood dream come true. Let's try something else. Hey, Buzz.
Roger that.
Dance.
I'm Buzz Lightyear. I'm always sure.
That was not a dance. Hey, Buzz. Hey, Buzz.
Roger that.
Dance. That's so cool. All right, so that was just me kind of messing around with it, obviously. So you have some buttons here on the front. I do want to try these out, so I'm gonna hit the wing button here. They open up. So check out that wingspan. Look at that. And yeah, that's actually kind of cool. So you can see the red light, the green light. You push it again, should close. Really smooth transition. There's like no loud noise. It's just like you have these other ones here too. So I believe red's in action.
Retreat. Let's go.
We'll try that again.
Go. Time to fly.
So that when you click that button there, it's actually making a sound as if it was the real life toy. So it's not Buzz talking. It's that built-in speaker that you would imagine from the original Lightyear if you were to press it.
Returning to Star Command.
It's got like a little muffled voice. That is actually pretty cool. So this here's green.
Mi florecilla del desierto. Yo nunca había visto la verdadera belleza hasta esta noche.
He's got a Spanish mode. I love it. Hey, Buzz.
Roger that.
Okay, you can still hear me. Let's try that again with the green button.
Venga conmigo, señorita. Le enseñaré las maravillas de la galaxia y juntos, con nuestro amor, venceremos al mal.
Oh, that's so funny. Where's his hand pieces? I want to try this up. I want to change one of his hands. I'm really curious to see how these other hand pieces look. I don't really like the fists. I mean, I hate to say it, although it's cool looking, but him just like doing this constantly is kind of interesting. So we just like, they just come out really easily. All right, so this here is the other hand. So let's try this one here. So just like that. And then take this one out here. And then just like that. There you go. So easy peasy, actually significantly easier than I was imagining. So let's try the green button again for Spanish mode.
Señorita, señorita, ¿dónde está? Señorita.
Señorita! Okay, let's try out blue. Blue?
Prisoners disabled, Commander Lopso. Silence, minions of Zurg. You're in the custody of the Galactic Alliance.
Let's try the blue button again.
Spare me your lies, Temptress. Buzz Lightyear mission log. All signs point to this planet as the location of Zurg's fortress, but there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
I'm right here. Wait, so does this actually open up too? Yes! Check that out! It's so cool. It's even got the little computer that he talks to on the side. I love that. So nice little detail. Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. I mean, hands down, a really great quality piece robot. You know, obviously there's a lot just to look at and just kind of interacting with it. It's actually really fun. But the real kicker is the fact that it does have an app. So let's open up that next and try this thing out. Okay, so we're gonna click connect. So connecting it via Bluetooth, and it's searching. So we found our Buzz Lightyear.
I got it!
That means he's connected. And then this here's our main app hub. So we have our control mode, which lets us to control the robot in real time. We have our actions, so we can see a variety of different actions, which will be regularly updated. And then we have create, which we can go and create our own actions. So that's kind of neat too. And then we can change our wallpaper. That's kind of nice. And then our quick start guide for easy setup. And yeah, this is actually a really cool hub. So this here is our main screen. We also have settings and volume. So if I click on settings here, you can see our way of disconnecting the robot, turning him off, updating it, stuff like that. We have our volume mode, which we can mute as well for this particular sound. That wallpaper thing's kind of cool too. So you can customize our wallpaper for our app. So if you want this one, whatever, it's up to us. So we can click on this. You'll see it right there. So you got Woody. And then this here is going to be our voice commands and our operation. So just by simply saying hi Buzz, you can go ahead and give it voice commands.
Roger that.
Just like that. And yeah, pretty interesting. So let's try out control. So voice control is now disabled when you're in RC mode. So this is us controlling the robot as an RC. So I can make it move forward. Now the robot's gait is pretty human-like. So by moving it forward, you can see that. So it's kind of looks like he's kind of walking slowly up into the edge. I think there's this part in the movie where he does that, and he has that similar gait. Now he's actually a little bit slower than I was imagining. However, for its size and the way the robot is designed in terms of balancing goes, it looks really top heavy, and I think they did a great job with that. Now obviously the robot has, actually it's pretty good in terms of balancing stuff with some light pushes. Obviously if you push it too hard, it will tip over. You can rotate it as well. So this is a side step actually, so we can step it to the left, step it to the right. Again, very similar to some of the previous robots we've seen by Robosen. So you can see it kind of doing that. And then we can actually spin it right, and then spin it left. So you can rotate it whichever way you'd like based off of that. Now, so besides that, you have some animations. So this here looks like a punch.
No time to explain. Attack!
Oh, it's actually pretty good. He's calling him over. Not bad. So that is our attack, and then we have this laser or aim.
Not today, Zurg.
Oh! Just do it like that. That's so cool. So you can actually see the laser going off at the same time. This one here, I'm not sure what this is. It's like a dance. It's either a dance or a wave. Let's try that again. I guess it's a wave, I'm not sure. But yeah, so that is one thing to see. Pretty cool, I like it. Again, really nice that they do have an RC mode so you can control this and kind of have its own way of doing its own thing. Now if you go back here, we have ourselves action. So this here is a few different animations that include mini theater, which will kind of do a little skit, action center where you can go ahead and see all the different built-in actions by simply drag and drop, and then you have your program ones as well, and then you have download, which you can actually download these alternate animations that they'll update from time to time. So let's try this out. So this here is first action. So we're just going to jump right into it. This here is record mission. So I went ahead and opened up this for record mission.
Buzz Lightyear mission log, stardate 4072. My ship has run off course en route to Sector 12. I've crash landed on a strange planet. The impact must have awoken me from hypersleep.
Scan the terrain.
Terrain seems a bit stable. No readout yet if the air is breathable. And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
That's cool. All right. So this here is hello.
Greetings. I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace.
Open fire.
Not today, Zurg.
So I'm using the laser. It's to infinity. All right, for this one here, we're going to open up this and hit Star Command.
Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command. Star Command, come in. Do you read me? Why don't they answer?
This is introduce yourself.
I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit. My ship has crash landed here by mistake.
And this is where we were.
We have a friend in need, and we will not rest until he's safe in Andy's room. Now let's move out.
This is attack.
No time to explain. Attack.
Now, obviously for that animation, the closed fist might have been a bit more better to kind of showcase it. It doesn't explain to you which one you need for these particular animations, but I imagine going forward, they'll include those. This is Are You Sure?
I'm Buzz Lightyear. I'm always sure.
I'm not trained.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell.
Dance. All right, we already saw this. What's the mission?
Actually, I'm stationed up in the Gamma Quadrant of Sector 4 as a member of the elite Universe Protection Unit of the Space Ranger Corps. I protect the galaxy from the threat of invasion from the evil Emperor Zurg, sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance.
Give me a chance.
Please be careful. You don't want to be in the way when my laser goes off.
This is Are We Alone?
Buzz Lightyear mission log. All signs point to this planet as the location of Zurg's fortress, but there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
What can you?
I'll show you.
Oh, that was what can you do? Can't hold on.
Wait a minute, hold on. This is no time to be hysterical.
Are you ready?
The air isn't toxic. How dare you open a spaceman's helmet on an uncharted planet? My eyeballs could have been sucked from their sockets.
Let's work to...
Well, whatever happens, at least we'll all be together.
Too easy?
No. Very difficult.
This is mission complete.
Our mission with Andy's complete. And what's important now is we stay together.
This has finished the mission.
Somewhere in that pat of stuffing is a toy who taught me that life's only worth living if you're being loved by a kid. And I traveled all this way to rescue that toy because I believed him.
It's the rookie.
You were right all along. I'm not a space ranger. Just a toy, a stupid little insignificant toy.
All right. So those are all the default actions, and I have to say they're actually quite impressive. In fact, it literally looks so lifelike. I'm actually really shocked on how well they pulled that off. All right, so we have programs. These are the ones that we actually make ourselves, which we will be doing in a little bit. We have a download. So these are ones that you can actually download. All you have to do is go and click that little button, and then you can start downloading them. So if you go here, and we can find them right over here. So this is fascinating.
A distress signal is coming from that rocket.
All right. This is I Can Fly.
It's just you and me now, Cadet.
This is Andy's name.
Open the pod bay doors.
This is Teach a Lesson.
Laser at full power.
And then this is So Fat.
Scanning perimeter.
Oddly, the name of those animations didn't really go with the actual animations itself, so I'm not sure if that's going to change, but it's actually using the voice built inside Buzz that you would imagine from the toy itself. Obviously not talking, but pretty cool. So yeah, those are some of the ones that you can download. Again, they're more or less updating them on daily, so you can always go ahead and see them as they do upload. All right, so that is that. This is Mini Theater, so this is kind of cool too. Buzz vs. Zurg. Makes me wonder, will they actually make a Zurg? So the mini theater aspect of it is designed to have two robots kind of acting something out. In this case here, we're using Buzz and Zurg. So that already indicates to you that they'll be making a Zurg. So spoiler alert, right? All right, so right now we are currently loading up the animation. I'm not sure what way to do this, but we'll just kind of keep them like that. So he's like flying.
Lightyear mission log. All signs point to this planet as the location of Zurg's fortress, but there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere. Not today, Zurg.
Surrender, Buzz Lightyear. I have won.
I'll never give in. You killed my father.
No, Buzz. I am your father.
All right, that was actually pretty entertaining to watch. So it kind of showed you like a whole scene from the movie, obviously without the full running dynamics of it, but that was quite entertaining. So yeah, really cool. Obviously they'll have more going forward, but yeah, kind of a very interesting design. Now, besides that, you have download, which we already went into, and then that is that in terms of our actions aspect. Next up is create. So create is your puppet display, very similar to some of the previous robotics that we've seen by Robosen. So you have this 3D model that you can kind of swing around. You have eyeball control, so you can actually move the eyes and pick which direction you want them. So if you want it all the way to the top right, hit confirm, and you'll see it on that particular model there. And then from there, we can also click on laser. I'll turn on our laser. And then we have an unlock button. So if I hit unlock, specifically just the top part here, we will do that. There we go. and it will unlock the servos so we can move based on whichever way we want, maybe like this, and then we can hit sync. So it'll kind of like recognize specific position the hands and body is in, and then we can add that to our first frame segment. Then we can do another one, like maybe just this and something like that, and then for our eyeball we'll look down and then hit sync, and then we'll add it there, and then if I hit play you can actually see so you'll see the eyeballs move, the hands move following that, and then you have your audio, which you can actually add your own audio based on what this is. So these are some of the basic default ones that they have, and there's actually quite a few in here.
Sheriff, this is no time to panic.
So there's actually more in here that are not from the animations. So you can see a lot here that you can technically click on.
Don't worry, Woody. In just a few hours, you'll be sitting around a campfire with Andy making delicious hot schmoes.
So they have a lot of different voices that you can use, so you can technically create different animations based off of that and make your own little scene and then save it, and then you can use that in your downloaded action center. Okay, so check it out. So these here are both Buzzes side by side, and they both look really cool. The fact that you have the OG original Toy Story version and then you have the one from the movie, both made by Robosen, is actually really a unique experience to see them both kind of like alive next to each other. Let's try this out. Hey Buzz.
Roger that.
Roger that.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit. My ship has crash landed here by mistake.
Roger that.
Roger that.
Star Command.
Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command. Star Command, come in. Do you read me?
I don't answer.
Please refill the jetpack in time.
Right, so this one actually has a jetpack that will actually shoot smoke versus this one doesn't. But yes, kind of gives you an idea what they're about. They're pretty cool robots all together, and seeing them side by side is obviously a lot more fun. Now, hands down, I mean, obviously this one's a little bit more detail-oriented, significantly more detail-oriented. This is obviously a robot version of the toy, which makes sense. So all in all, both of these are really cool. I love the fact that, they did make both. It really shows how much passion they have with their robots. Definitely nice seeing them side by side. Alright, so for this part here, we'll be doing a quick first-person view of showing the robot. So what does it actually feel like looking at it yourself? So kind of lifting it up here, you can see how this robot looks. Pretty nicely sized, nicely balanced. It does balance on its own just like that, which is kind of cool too. As we kind of rotate it about here, you can see there's a lot of details on it, just being a nice showpiece. The cool thing about this is when you do turn it off, it'll actually kind of stay in its state, so you don't have to worry about it like falling over or making a separate stand like how you have to do for like Optimus back over there. But moving on here, so you do have your physical element of moving this up. And then here you can see that it's got a rubber material face. So there is some kind of metal work in there. I'm not exactly sure if there's like plastic, but you can tell that there's some physical aspect to it. But again, you can go ahead and move the nose. The eyes I don't want to touch just because of the fact that they do move. This here's a plastic material in the back. Inside there, it's pretty much the same. Now you can close that and open it. And then you have your physical buttons here. Want to open up the wings, press that there. It'll open it up, press it again, it'll close. I wish there was some kind of feedback sound with it. So when you do press it, it doesn't actually like make a sound. You have to wait just like a split second for it to open. These actually do respond as we previously seen. And then over here, you'll see the laser button, which I wish they kind of included this button. I mean, it just seems like such a simple thing to do to connect this to this. But it's a fake button. I wish that was a real button. The hands are kind of cool too, because some of them actually do move. Again, I wish you can go ahead and have the robot control the hands. That would be kind of neat to see too. On this arm here, you'll see your Star Command. So that's kind of neat too. That it does have that little cool looking detail. So just a little small thing there. But again, nice little Easter egg. Speaking of Easter eggs, you have, of course, Andy's name written on the bottom over there in the marker. And then just beyond that, I mean, it's really cool. So you have your karate chop button on the back, which actually doesn't do karate chops, but that would be our mute button as well as our power. So if you click it once.
Excuse me. A little quiet, please.
Now it's in mute mode, so it won't respond to any kind of voice commands. But if you press it again.
All right, everyone.
It'll go back into our audio mode where we can go ahead and give it voice commands. You have your LEDs here, you got your red and your green. On the back here you have these little tiny flaps that will kind of move with the robot, which you see down here, the servos that they're using, very common among different Robosen products. They're like these ball joints, which are kind of cool on how they kind of made that work. I'm kind of curious to know the science and technology behind that, as the robot itself is quite interesting in terms of movement goes, but they were able to incorporate that as usually there is no gap at all between the two different spots. Other than that, I mean, the robot is a really interesting design. I love the fact that they went for the exact accuracy of the real robot, the real Buzz Lightyear. And yeah, hands down, it is a really cool concept. And hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like first person view. Pretty neat. Yeah, I mean, as a child goes, as an adult goes, this is everyone's dream come true. And I love the fact that it is exactly what I would imagine a Buzz Lightyear model should be if it was actually, in fact, alive. So, shout out to Robosen once again. Amazing job. And yeah, if you guys had any questions about the robot itself, or if there's something you want to see about it, comment it down below and I'll be sure to go ahead and respond back to you when I get a chance. And otherwise, yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.